Welcome to this comprehensive introduction to JavaScript. JavaScript is a lightweight, interpreted programming language designed for creating network-centric applications. It's seamlessly integrated with HTML and is open and cross-platform, making it a popular choice for building dynamic web pages and applications. This video will guide beginners through the essential concepts of JavaScript, from basic syntax to variables and operators, ensuring you gain a solid foundation to start coding interactive web experiences. Whether you're aiming to enhance your web pages or build full-fledged web applications, this tutorial is tailored for you. Let's dive in and explore what makes JavaScript such a vital tool in modern web development. JavaScript is ideal for anyone looking to build dynamic web pages or web applications. This tutorial is crafted for beginners, but having a basic understanding of HTML and some exposure to object-oriented programming concepts will be helpful. If you're interested in creating interactive websites or want to understand how modern web applications function, learning JavaScript is a great starting point. Whether you're a student, aspiring developer, or a professional looking to expand your skill set, JavaScript opens the door to endless possibilities in web development. Before diving into JavaScript, it's recommended that you have a basic grasp of HTML coding. Familiarity with object-oriented programming concepts and a general idea of creating online applications will also be beneficial. These prerequisites ensure you can follow along smoothly and understand how JavaScript interacts with web pages. If you're new to these concepts, don't worry. JavaScript is designed to be easy to implement and learn, especially when integrated with HTML. Let's make sure you're set up for success as we move forward. It's important to acknowledge the source and rights associated with this tutorial. All content and graphics are the property of Tutorials.IPVT Limited. Users are prohibited from reusing, copying, or distributing any part of this ebook without written consent from the publisher. While every effort is made to keep the content accurate and up to date, there may be occasional inaccuracies or errors. If you notice any issues, you're encouraged to notify the publisher. Now, let's focus on learning and building your JavaScript skills. JavaScript is a dynamic, lightweight programming language most commonly used as part of web pages. It enables client-side scripts to interact with users and create dynamic content. Originally called LiveScript, it was renamed JavaScript in 1995 and quickly became a standard for web development. JavaScript is object-oriented and interpreted, meaning it doesn't require compilation. Its core is embedded in all major browsers, making it accessible and versatile for developers worldwide. Client-side JavaScript is the most common form of the language. Scripts are included in or referenced by HTML documents, allowing browsers to interpret and execute the code. This means web pages can be interactive and responsive, reacting to user actions like button clicks or form submissions. Client-side JavaScript provides immediate feedback and dynamic content without needing to reload the page or interact with the server for every action. JavaScript offers several key advantages. First, it reduces server interaction by validating user input before sending data to the server, which decreases server load. Second, users receive immediate feedback so they don't have to wait for page reloads. Third, JavaScript enables increased interactivity, such as responding to mouse hovers or keyboard actions. Finally, it allows for richer interfaces, including drag-and-drop components and sliders, enhancing the user experience on your website. Despite its strengths, JavaScript has some limitations. It cannot read or write files on the client side for security reasons. JavaScript also lacks support for networking applications and does not have multi-threading or multiprocessor capabilities. These constraints mean that while JavaScript is powerful for creating interactive web pages, it's not a full-fledged programming language for all types of application. One of JavaScript's major strengths is its accessibility. You don't need expensive development tools to get started. Just a simple text editor like Notepad will do. Since JavaScript is interpreted by browsers, there's no need for a compiler. However, there are advanced editors like Microsoft FrontPage, Macromedia Dreamweaver MX, and Macromedia HomeSite 5 that offer helpful features for professional development, such as pre-built components and database integration. JavaScript has evolved to conform to the ECMAScript standard, with Edition 5 being a significant update. Both Netscape's JavaScript and Microsoft's JScript now align with ECMAScript, though they may include additional features. This standardization ensures that JavaScript code behaves consistently across different browsers, making it easier for developers to write reliable and portable scripts. JavaScript code is typically placed within script tags in an HTML document. These tags can appear anywhere, but it's common to place them in the head section. The script tag can include attributes like language and type, though modern HTML favors the type attribute set to text/JavaScript. This structure tells the browser to interpret the enclosed code as JavaScript, enabling dynamic behavior on your web page. Let's look at a simple example. To print "Hello World" on a web page, you can use the document_type function inside a script tag. Adding HTML comments around your JavaScript code helps prevent older browsers from misinterpreting it. This basic structure is the foundation for more complex scripts and demonstrates how easily JavaScript integrates with HTML to produce dynamic content. JavaScript ignores spaces, tabs, and newlines, allowing you to format and indent your code for readability. This flexibility makes it easier to write clean, organized scripts. Proper formatting not only helps you understand your own code but also makes it easier for others to collaborate or review your work. Don't hesitate to use whitespace to keep your code neat and maintainable. JavaScript, semicolons are generally used to end statements, similar to languages like C or Java. However, they are optional if each statement is on its own line. When writing multiple statements on a single line, semicolons are required. While JavaScript can often infer where statements end, it's considered good practice to use semicolons consistently to avoid unexpected behavior. JavaScript is a case-sensitive language. This means that variable names, function names, and keywords must be typed with consistent capitalization. For example, time and time would be recognized as two different identifiers. Paying attention to case ensures your code runs as expected and helps prevent subtle bugs. JavaScript supports both single-line and multi-line comments. Single-line comments start with, while multi-line comments are enclosed between asterisk and. Comments are ignored by the browser and are useful for explaining code, making notes, or temporarily disabling code during development. Using comments effectively makes your code easier to understand and maintain. Most modern browsers have built-in support for JavaScript, but sometimes you may need to enable or disable it manually. Each browser, Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome, and Opera, has its own steps for toggling JavaScript support. Understanding how to enable JavaScript ensures your scripts run smoothly and helps with troubleshooting when things don't work as expected. To enable JavaScript in Internet Explorer, go to Tools, then Internet Options. Select the Security tab, click Custom Level, and scroll to the Scripting section. Here you can enable or disable active scripting. Remember to click OK to save your changes. This process ensures that JavaScript-based features on websites function correctly in your browser. In Firefox, type About Config in the address bar to access advanced settings. Search for JavaScript enabled and toggle its value to enable or disable JavaScript. This flexibility allows you to control how scripts run in your browser, which can be useful for both security and development purposes. To enable JavaScript in Chrome, click the menu icon, go to Settings and select Show Advanced Settings. Under Privacy, click Content Settings, then find the JavaScript section. Choose Allow all sites to run JavaScript for full functionality. This ensures that interactive features on websites work as intended. In Opera, access preferences from the Tools menu, select the Advanced tab and then Content. Here you can enable or disable JavaScript by checking or unchecking the appropriate box. Click OK to apply your changes. This straightforward process ensures your browsing experience is as interactive as possible. If a user's browser does not support JavaScript or has it disabled, you can display a warning message using the NoScript tag. Place this tag immediately after your script block to inform users that JavaScript is required for certain features. This ensures users are aware of any limitations and can take appropriate action. JavaScript code can be placed in various parts of an HTML document, within the head section, the body section, both, or in an external file. The placement depends on when you want the script to run. For example, scripts in the head often define functions, while those in the body can generate content as the page loads. External files help reuse code across multiple pages. Placing JavaScript in the head section is common when you want to define functions or scripts that will be triggered by user actions later. For example, you might define a function that displays an alert when a button is clicked. This approach keeps your code organized and ensures functions are available when needed. If you want your script to run as the page loads and generate content immediately, place it in the body section. This is useful for scripts that write directly to the page or manipulate elements as soon as they appear. It's a straightforward way to add dynamic content during page rendering. You can combine scripts in both the head and body sections. For example, define functions in the head and call them from the body as users interact with the page. This approach offers flexibility and keeps your code modular, making it easier to manage complex web pages. As your projects grow, you'll often reuse JavaScript code across multiple pages. By placing your scripts in external JS files and referencing them with the src attribute in a script tag, you can maintain cleaner HTML and update your scripts in one place. This practice promotes code reuse and simplifies maintenance. JavaScript supports several data types, including numbers, strings, and booleans. It also recognizes null and undefined, and supports objects as composite data types. All numbers are represented as floating point values, and variables can hold any type of value, making JavaScript a flexible and dynamic language. Variables in JavaScript are declared using the var keyword. You can declare multiple variables at once and initialize them with values as needed. JavaScript is untyped, so a variable can hold any type of value and its type can change during execution. This flexibility makes it easy to work with different kinds of data. Variables in JavaScript have either global or local scope. Global variables are accessible anywhere in your code, while local variables exist only within the function where they're defined. If a local variable shares a name with a global variable, the local one takes precedence within its function. Understanding scope helps prevent nomming conflicts and bugs. When nomming variables, avoid using JavaScript reserved keywords and don't start names with numbers. Variable names are case-sensitive, so name and name are different. Following these rules ensures your code is valid and avoids unexpected errors during execution. JavaScript has a set of reserved words that cannot be used as variable, function, or object names. These include terms like break, case, function, and var. Using reserved words as identifiers will cause errors, so always choose unique names for your variables and functions. Operators are symbols that perform operations on values or variables. For example, in the expression 4 plus 5, 4 and 5 are operands, and plus is the operator. JavaScript supports various types of operators, including arithmetic, comparison, logical, assignment, and conditional operators. Understanding operators is key to writing effective and efficient code. Arithmetic operators in JavaScript include addition plus, subtraction, multiplication asterisk, division slash, modulus percent, increment plus plus, and decrement. These operators allow you to perform basic mathematical calculations. For example, you can add numbers, find remainders, or increase a value by 1. Arithmetic operators work with both numbers and strings, making them versatile for different tasks. Comparison operators help you compare values. These include equal equals equals, not equal equals, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to equals, and less than or equal to less or equal. They return true or false based on the comparison, making them essential for decision-making in your code, such as in if statements. Logical operators include and, or, and not. They are used to combine or invert Boolean values. For instance, a and b is true only if both a and b are true, while a b is true if either is true. The not operator reverses the logical state. Logical operators are crucial for controlling program flow. Bitwise operators perform operations on binary representations of numbers. These include and, or, XOR, not, left shift, and right shift with zero fill. While less commonly used in everyday scripting, bitwise operators are powerful tools for low-level data manipulation and optimization. Assignment operators assign values to variables. The basic assignment operator is equals, but there are also compound operators like plus equals, asterisk equals, slash equals, and percent equals, which combine arithmetic with assignment. For example, a plus equals b adds b to a and assigns the result to. These operators help write concise and efficient code. JavaScript also includes useful operators like the conditional ternary operator and the typeof operator. The conditional operator evaluates an expression and returns one of two values based on whether the condition is true or false. The typeof operator returns a string indicating the type of its operand, helping you check variable types during execution. The conditional operator is a shorthand for if-else statements. For example, a b 100, 200 returns 100 if a is greater than b, otherwise 200. This operator is useful for making quick decisions within expressions and can help simplify your code. The typeof operator helps you determine the type of a variable or value. For example, typeof b equals string checks if b is a string. This is especially useful for debugging or writing functions that handle different data types. Knowing the type of your variables helps prevent errors and ensures your code behaves as expected. The best way to learn JavaScript is by practicing. Try changing variable values, experimenting with different operators, and observing the results. This hands-on approach will deepen your understanding and help you become comfortable with the language. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Each one is a learning opportunity. You've covered the essential building blocks of JavaScript: its purpose, how to include it in web pages, basic syntax, variables, data types, and operators. Understanding these fundamentals sets the stage for more advanced topics like functions, events, and objects. With this foundation, you're ready to start building interactive and dynamic web experiences. Now that you understand the basics, you can explore more advanced JavaScript features such as functions, events, objects, and the document object model DOM. These topics will enable you to create more complex and interactive web applications. Continue practicing and experimenting to solidify your knowledge and skills. Congratulations on completing this introduction to JavaScript. You've taken the first step toward becoming a proficient web developer. Remember, learning to code is a journey. Keep practicing, stay curious, and don't hesitate to seek out additional resources as you progress. With dedication and persistence, you'll be able to create amazing web experiences using JavaScript.